Aguirre-Sacasa.
Awesome! We loved you on Spider-Man.
Thank you.
Yeah, and you've been involved in a lot of Archie stuff because you wrote the crossover with Glee, which was another show that you were on. And we've gotten a lot of different versions of Archie in the last few years. He's fought zombies, he's gotten shot, he's crossed over with Sharknadoes. Now you're bringing in the prime time. So tell us about that transition and how you approach this differently.
Yeah, I mean, it's you're right. Archie and his friends have been in a lot of different situations. Since I started working with Archie a few years ago, it really was a priority for John Goldwater, who's the publisher of Archie and CEO of Archie, to get some live action stuff done. And early on, we settled on what would be great is to do an Archie series. And early on, we decided that the show wouldn't be called Archie, but it would be called Riverdale, so that we could bring in all the different characters and all the different points of view. For instance, Josie and the Pussycats, who are huge Archie characters, they are in Riverdale. It took about 2 or 3 years to get it set up and actually made. We partnered with Berlanti, who's the king of the CW. Kind of an Uber producer, because he's done comic book stuff, obviously, but he's also done coming of age like Dawson's Creek. That was his first show. And he's done Small Town, he did Everwood. And in kind of figuring out what the show would be, we thought that there needed to be something, a little bit of an engine more than just a coming of age story. And I love coming of age stories, and this is at its heart a coming of age story. But we also kind of thought, it would be nice to add some kind of noir mystery element so that we could have a little bit like ending on cliffhangers and things like that. And on some level, every kind of coming of age story is really a loss of innocence story. And it felt like telling a story where all the kids kind of grew up and like saw the world for what it was, or saw their parents for what they were, could be a really cool way to do this coming of age story.
So what do you think is going to attract audiences to this show?
Yeah, I think it's people's affection for these characters. I've been working with Archie over the last 7 years and being an Archie fan all my life. Every time I bring up Archie or Betty and Veronica, most everyone has some memory of it, or they know who I'm talking about. And it's either someone who, when they were in summer camp, they read the Double Digest, or they're in the supermarket and they want their parents to buy the Double Digest, or they remember the cartoon, or they remember Sugar Sugar. And that kind of familiarity, I think people will invest in these characters, and I think people will be excited to see them in a new medium. So I think that fan base that is really, really passionate those will be the first people who turn to it.
How many episodes have you written?
The first season's going to be 13 episodes. We are writing. We've broken the whole season, and right now I think we just started working on episode 4.
Okay. Or do one of you want to go? I don't want to steal it.
Yes.
So if this is going to be dramatic, are you still going to keep the elements of the comedy from the book?
100%. I mean, it's more a drama, but there are funny lines, funny characters. Like I said, Josie and the Pussycats, they're in there, so we even have some music in it. So 100%, the show is not just dark. It really is a mix of the two. And I would never do a show that was just dark and nihilistic. Like, who wants to see Archie as like the Dark Knight, like the Dark Knight Returns? But I think if we did a show that was Archie like Saved by the Bell, I think people would be like, it's kind of, we've seen that before. So it's really that tension between light and dark.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.